Temple Lacrosse does something for the first time since 2016.
Plus 2 nail biters for field hockey, a basketball wrap, and pro day on North Broad. Owl Sports Update starts now. Hello, Owls Nation. Welcome back to Owl Sports Update. I'm Courtney Murphy alongside Ray Dunn. Some seasons are wrapping up while others are off to a hot start.
Both soccer squads, field hockey, and gymnastics all have picked up their play as of late. However, no team has shined quite as bright as lacrosse.
It's the Cinderella story of the spring. The lacrosse team has won 4 of their first 5 games, including one against then 11th-ranked Towson Tigers. Saturday, the team closed out their last non-conference game of the season against St. Joe's. The Owls try to continue their win streak Saturday against the Hawks. First goal of the game is by junior Jackie Sergio, who was the standout. She tied her career high with 3 goals. The Hawks are quick to answer back, scoring back-to-back goals. Game tied at the half. Temple starts the second half on a 3-goal run, putting them up 7-4. It was back and forth between the teams until it was a tie at the end of regulation at 10. First overtime, no one scores. Second overtime, 5th-year Cara Nakarashis seals the 11-10 win, the first overtime win since 2018.
Things just keep looking up for the Cherry and White. For the first time since 2016, the lacrosse team is ranked in the IWCLA coaches poll, tied at number 25 with Elan. The team's only loss this season has been to Drexel, who are ranked 23rd on the same poll. The Owls sit at 20th in the Inside Lacrosse Maverick Media poll as well.
Up next, the Form 1 Owls have their first conference matchup of the season against the 11th-ranked Florida Gators, who are venturing up north into uncharted territory. The Owls are looking for their second victory against a top 25 opponent in 2 years. The back-to-back home matches are set for Friday at 3 and Sunday at noon.
On to field hockey. Battle of the Birds. No scoring until the 4th quarter between the Hawks and Owls. Monmouth's Irene Franken hits the back of the cage with the penalty stroke for a 1-0 lead. Temple responds off the quarter. Nyanke Orlemans scores her first of the season on the assist from Veronica Novikova. Neither team capitalizes in regulation, and we head to overtime to settle this one. Sydney Beck wins control of the ball and buries the shot in the back of the net. Owls take this one 2-1.
Fans were in attendance for a very windy Sunday match against Drexel. Sophomore Sydney Bourneman got the only goal of the game at the 2-minute mark of first quarter. Temple defense was playing tough this game, only holding Drexel to 8 shots. Temple's offense also tied for their season high of 15 shots this game. However, Drexel did manage to keep the final score to 1-0. This is the second straight season that the Owls have defeated head coach Susan Shufo's alma mater. Graduate field hockey player Veronica Novikova got a taste of American mindset 3 years ago. Now she's back in the country leading the younger Owls. Owl Sports Update's Nicolette Mayo has her story.
It was about a 4,200-mile trip, but Veronica Novikova is on North Broad. The Czech Republic native is a graduate student and a rookie for the Temple field hockey team.
I lived in US like 2 years ago for 5 months because I did a program for students, like just for summer. So I kind of knew what to expect. I kind of knew the American mindset and mentality. I think my biggest value to bring the team is like confident, which I like built through my years spent like in national team and everything.
Veronica is not only an important player, but at 24 years old, she is also a leader for the younger players.
Veronica's just a player that makes everyone around her look really good. And that's the best type of player you want on the team. When somebody else puts in 100%, that makes you want to put in 100%. And then the outcome of that is both of you are getting better at the same time.
Veronica is a player who loves the city. So that's why choosing Temple was an easy decision. Being in the city reminds her of home.
The main reason were definitely coaches and also Philadelphia, like Temple is located in the city.
Returning to play next year, Veronica will be the oldest player on the roster. Reporting from OwlSports Update, I'm Nicolette Mayo.
Now over to soccer. Key Owls were missing for most of this game against Tulsa due to injury and penalties, but it carried on. Goalie Oren Garonsky in the first half with an easy save, just 1 of 6. In fact, he has not allowed a goal so far in his 2.5 collegiate games. Scoreless at the half. While Tulsa was persistent with its shooting, Temple defense only allowed a 27% target rate, the least allowed this season. This game went into double overtime and neither team got a goal, ending in a draw. This is the first time Temple shut out conference opponents in back-to-back matches since 2016.
The men's soccer team started this school-wide hot streak with that win over nationally ranked SMU last week. With more on the recent run of success, we bring in OwlSports Update's Marco DeLuca.
Hey, Ray.
Back-to-back shutouts with a new goalkeeper. What have you seen in the play of Owen Garonsky at keeper?
Yeah, so Garonsky has not allowed any goals this season so far, and he has his second straight clean sheet, which earned him AAC Weekly Honor Roll. He is the first keeper to shut out Tulsa this season, and also the first keeper to earn back-to-back clean sheets for the Owls since 2016.
And now to senior captain Pierre Caillet. He has continued to get himself some accolades while playing on the back line. What has been the driving force of his success defensively?
Yeah, so the captain earned AAC Defensive Player of the Week, and he led the team to his second straight shutout. And he was the last starter standing with 3 players out within 15 minutes of the game. And he played the total of 110 minutes, allowing Tulsa to only 20% shots. And that is the best percentage the Owls defense has produced this year. The Owls are traveling down to Orlando to take on UCF this Saturday for the second matchup of a 3-game road trip. The last time these teams faced off, the Knights won 1-0, and the game is set for 6 p.m. The Owls wrap up their road trip at Memphis 1 week later. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Marco DeLuca, OwlSports Update.
Thanks, Marco. We're taking our first breather, but coming up, we're taking a look at some Owls looking for their next destination in the pros.
The final buzzer also sounded on the men's basketball season. More on where they're moving forward when OwlSports Update comes right back.
Around this time last year, Temple football was anticipating a big day on draft day. It came to fruition as a program record of 4 Owls heard their name called last spring. While that level of success might not be duplicated this season, another parliament of Owls got to prove its worth to scouts at Tuesday's Pro Day.
A chance to get to the next level. On Tuesday, 9 former Temple Owls had the job interviews of their lives. Each had the opportunity to go through Pro Day workouts in front of scouts from 21 NFL teams.
This is like a dream come true. This is how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? You play great for 5 years, and then 4 or 5 years, and then you go through the draft process, and then you hopefully get picked up.
The event is a series of tests such as the 40-yard dash and bench press. It's a unique challenge to train for, as the focus lies largely on skills that don't involve using a football.
Football players are already really done with your college film, so they already know what type of player you are. They just want to see how athletic you are.
The 3 players from the 2020 squad were not the only ones working out. 6 former Owls from the 2019 team were invited back for Pro Day. The year in between has meant odd workout schedules and picking up work outside of football.
When I was working at FedEx, I had my whole entire morning because I went in at 5 and I went to closing. So sometimes I would work from 5 to 10, 5 to 12, even 5 to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I know my mornings were free, so that's when I get my workout in.
Trying to find a regular job is like, it's it's unnatural to you. You know, it's just something that you haven't done before. You haven't been around. So
for Gardner, his journey back included a delayed rehab from a broken ankle that ended his senior season and a tragic loss that fueled him to get back on the football field.
Honestly, I lost my best friend, one of my best friends from high school. He went and played college football and stuff too. And I promised myself on the day that we were burying him that I would not give up on my dreams and my aspiration. That's when I turned it on. I was like, I can't give up. You know, he wouldn't want me to, nor would I want myself to do that. So.
Gardner's pursuit of his dreams has a lot to do with how scouts view his numbers. Here's a look at the group's best scores. Archibong had the most bench reps with 28. Anthony Cruz got up, jumping 37 inches on the vertical. Kamire Brown had the best broad jump and 40-yard dash of the group. Brandon Mack's speed is of note here because he outdid expectations by about 1/10 of a second. Right around this time last week, Temple men's basketball was tipping off at the AAC tournament. It was a hot start for the Owls at one point, holding an 11-point lead. Caleb Battle scored right there and had 20 points and 5 assists, including that one to JP Mormon. Was one of the stars of the game. In the game's closing moments, however, Battle came up the floor trying to get a game-tying bucket but lost the ball. That's how the season ends. USF wins 73-71.
Aaron McKee wraps up his second season. Now that we passed the rookie stage, what changes can we expect to get the Owls back on the winning side and back to conference contenders? For that, we bring in Courts in Session producer Bella Diamore. Hey, Bella.
Thanks, Courtney. To take a quick overview of how this season went, Temple finished 5-11 overall and 4-10 in the conference. NJIT was the only non-conference game played this season. To take a look at two key starters for next season, we have sophomore guard Caleb Battle. Battle averaged a high of 15 points per game. And we also have freshman guard Jeremiah Williams, someone who I consider to be the playmaker of the group. Temple will be without senior captain JP Mormon after he decided to enter the transfer portal for his last year of eligibility. Where does that leave Aaron McKee in his third season with the Owls? With younger guards and more time to advance their skills. Temple had 8 postponements this season. And with constantly going in and out of protocol, McKee was never able to create a rhythm with this group. Hopefully, with summer training and more games to be played next season, McKee will be able to create a collective unit. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Bella D. Moore.
Thank you, Bella. The women's tennis team has a 2-1 start thanks to several talented players from around the world. Now on North Broad, they developed their own home away from more. OwlSports Updates' AJ Patel has more.
The Temple's women's tennis team is a geography lesson, with 11 Owls, all international players coming from 8 different countries.
For me, it's kind of very interesting and cool to observe how everyone behaves in a different way.
It can be their culture or their history too, and the languages. I mean, you can learn some new words like how to say hi, bye, or thank you.
Alexandra and Cecilia know how important it is to create a second home here at Temple. With the addition of 4 freshmen to the roster, having a strong support system is huge for team chemistry.
It's very important, especially when you come from another country and you're here alone, because that's what you feel like. You come here and you feel that you're alone.
We do some team workouts, and we hang out together.
While the women's tennis team is getting adjusted to their new home, the real homes are all over the planet, from Ukraine, Italy, and India.
If you don't feel like at home, Like if you don't make Philly your home, it's tough. It's very tough.
Reporting outside the TU Pavilion, I'm AJ Patel, OwlSports Update.
Thanks, AJ. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, gymnastics finished the season winning 3 of its last 4 meets. We preview the EAGL Championships.
And women's soccer is a mixed bag with 2 games to highlight, both in conference. Plus, how often does a team decide its own uniform? That's a rhetorical question because the answer, it's where. We'll explain
when OwlSports Update comes right back. Welcome back to OwlSports Update. The gymnastics team took a trip to Towson last weekend. After knocking off Towson on Friday, the team took part in a tri-meet with New Hampshire and Towson on Sunday. The Owls were impressive on the vault, scoring more than a 49 for the second consecutive meet. Senior Delaney Garin had a career high of 9.9 on beams, claiming a share of the day's title. Temple also hit all 6 of its beam routines. Overall, the team has now won 3 of its last 4 matchups after going winless in its first 13 matches this season.
Besides the many tricks they do in their routines, one of the showstoppers for the gymnastics team is their leotards. One in particular stands out for being a bit more special than the rest.
It's a new look for the gymnastics team. Student assistant coach Erica Fuchs utilized her graphic design background to create the season opener leotard. She was inspired by the Philadelphia graffiti culture, which was foreign to her Easton, Pennsylvania roots.
So when I came to Philly, I was really interested to see how it was there were no rules, and I liked that. It to be slightly messy because I think graffiti can be a little out of the box.
Her original design, she included many more landmarks of the city in writing, but after going back and forth with compliance and getting approval, the main focal point of the leotard became one of the focal points at Temple, the owl.
And they wanted Temple to be more of the centerpiece, which is why I made the owl the main focus point.
Everybody was so blown away by it. It was because no one's ever done that before. So it was really nice to see that, like Erica made it. It's a very original Leo and very Philly.
The uniform is named for the love of the city, which was a group effort. The team used lyrics from a popular hometown celebrity.
The love of the city is it's in like Meek Mill's song. And since he's from Philly and all that, we decided just to go with that.
Erica's leotard is now a team favorite. After she graduates, the Owls will continue to wear the leotard for big meets.
While Erica does not plan to coach with Temple next season, she does hope that post-graduation she has a job elsewhere, highlighting her graphic design talent. Wednesday had a late game for the Owls against the SMU Mustangs. In the 8th minute, Cameron Stableen had an impressive save, but SMU's Jewel Bloland found the rebound to the goal. The 31st minute, SMU continues to score from rebounds. This time, it's Wayne Bellata, 2-0 at the half, SMU. Owls persistently tried to put themselves on the board, taking 11 shots that night. It wasn't until the 84th minute when Nara Sapp got the first and only goal for Temple. SMU takes this one 3-1.
The women stand at 3-3-1. It's a program that hasn't finished a season above 500 since 2015. And now they're trying to build with a first-year head coach and a strong freshman class led by one defender in particular who traveled a long way to get to Philly. OwlSports Update reporter Luke Milai has more.
For the last 4 years, the women's soccer team's recruiting classes have been made up of only American players. That changed this season. Freshman Roisin McGovern, the team's only international player, comes to Temple from Ireland. McGovern made AAC headlines, winning the conference's Rookie of the Week award.
It was great to receive an individual accolade, but it definitely encourages me to keep improving.
McGovern is no ordinary rookie. She is the only defender in the conference who has played every minute of the season, scored a goal, and is top 4 on the team in points.
She does a lot for us. She wins a lot of balls in the air. She's really good defensively. So it's just super important to have someone that can do a lot of different things and always steps up to the task when is asked to.
Any freshman would come in inexperienced and feeling small. But for Roisin, captaining the U19 Ireland national team has allowed her to develop faster and grow mentally tougher than most other freshmen.
In the soccer world, she's been a lot of places that, a lot of 18-year-old American student athletes have not yet. She definitely brings that wealth of experience and that kind of the worldly perspective, relative to soccer that, comes along with it.
McGovern is using this experience at Temple to prepare her for the professional stage. She has hopes of one day playing for her country, currently the 31st ranked women's team in the world.
Hopefully that's reachable.
That goes into the net!
McGovern aims to win the AAC Rookie of the Year award for the first time in team history. Reporting for OwlSports Update, I'm Luke Milai.
We've got to take one last 90-second timeout.
We'll see you soon. Noticed since that men's soccer win versus SMU, most of the Temple teams have been on a hot streak. And just in case you didn't notice, we are here to fill you in. That's our job, with a video montage that really sums up this program. Wide hot streak that stands out as Temple tough.
Chayette steps to it and buries it in the left corner, and the Owls double their lead. 2-0 Temple, and they lead by a pair over the number 2 Mustangs.
Right now, this has been the most complete effort of the year for Temple, and it continues a career day for Megan Hoffman. A new career-high 5-goal day.
Temple! Finished off by Sydney Beck as the Owls get redemption, and they win it in overtime.
Catherine's on the vault. Another good vault here for the Owls.
Oh, that was a Yurchenko double full. I mean, I don't know anybody that does that in the NCAA.
Kowski on the ground to Johnson, fires one, and that one gets through Rexford and into the net for the goal. Just as we said.
It's right to the chest of Karen Necratius. Here she is. She goes low and scores.
Karen Necratius delivers the sudden victory win for Temple. 11-10 in double overtime as the Owls defeat their city rival St. Joseph's.
OwlSports Update coverage is always working around the clock. Friday, it's the last edition of Courts in Session with Sage Hurley and Josh Saffron recapping the hoop season. Monday, we're summarizing the weekend events with Sports Brief at noon. Tuesday is Owl Access Pass with Brooklyn Vaughn and Adam Cronali with more Temple athletic analysis. While our curtain is coming to a close for now, but Temple athletic coverage never stops, and neither do we.
And Jackson Neal bring you all the action next week. As for us, we'll be back real soon. For Courtney Murphy, I'm Ray Dunn. Thank you for watching OwlSports Update.